Hey guys, welcome to this Boom Effect podcast. On today's video, I'm going to actually do a reaction video on Robert Wensley, who is the owner of Investor Lift. This is a platform that we actually do use to sell properties, right? To dispose properties. I think you can do something else with it, but we mainly use it to dispose properties nationwide. They have badass cash buyers. And then Brad Lea from Dropping the Bomb podcast. Everybody know this guy. Fantastic. I love his podcast. That's how I actually discovered him, and he's literally dropping bombs right here. But this is a real estate conversation that I'm really interested in. When I first heard it, I'm like, oh my God. He's actually talking about, so they're talking about real estate agents, they're talking about commissions. Do the real estate agent actually deserve getting paid 6% commissions? And I'm going to break down what all these things means. They're talking about wholesaling, coaching, they're talking about content creation. But on this reaction video right here, I'm going to stick to the real estate topic and give my input on what he's talking about here. We're actually going to dive right into it, guys. If you're a licensed real estate agent, I'm telling you right now, buckle up, sit down, and do not react emotionally. Listen to his response, right? And think about it logically. Do not react emotionally. If you're emotionally weak, you might not want to hear this, because what Bradley is really saying here is things that every real estate investor think of, but most are afraid to say, right? Or some are saying it, but maybe just behind closed doors, right? They're not saying it online, but the reality is it's a frustration that every real estate investor deal with, and even homeowners. Most homeowners now prefer selling their properties by themselves for this specific reason. And there is also a lawsuit that just got filed. I don't know if the case have been won, but I think it did, against real estate agents, actually, that they have to pay in the millions. They have to pay a fine in the millions because of these ridiculous commissions that they charge. So that's the conversation right here. So he's coming in right out the gate, swing it. Make sure you're ready to be bold, obsessed, optimistic, and have that abundance mindset. Do not react emotionally. All right, guys, let's get into it. Boom.
11 out of 10 podcast. We got a legendary guest to make up for it. The one and only Brad Lea. Guys, if you haven't seen the behind the scenes video
Bradley,
where we spent a
always
day
with a
with Brad
cigar.
Lea, and he helped me increase the revenue of my business by over $1.5 million just by giving me advice on that last behind the scenes. Guys, go check that out. Absolutely incredible. And we're going to dive in real quick.
Yeah.
Now, this is a real estate podcast. There's been a lot of crazy shit going on in real estate. I want to get your thoughts. Realtors just got hit. NAR got hit with a $450 million lawsuit. They're no longer able to go extort 3% commissions as buyer's agents. What do you think about all that?
Well, is that the bottom line now?
Yeah.
Finally, it's like, you can't, because I was watching for a minute and it was like, this might happen.
Yeah, they basically got hit with a lawsuit because they're basically colluding. You know, if
You're
you're
basically
posting,
what?
they're colluding.
Guys, research it. This is real. I was actually reading the article before, so just go on Google and literally Google it. It is real. It is a fact. He's not making it up.
Oh, colluding, yeah.
You know, if someone posted something like, "Hey, it's a 1% buyer's agent's fee" or whatever, everyone just ignore it and they're working together to try to protect that 3%. And then the government came in and was like, "Hey, you guys are this is anti-competitive business." And with, I think it was 450 million. We'll fact check that. I think it's 450 some million dollar lawsuit. So there's 1.5 million real estate agents right now. People are saying that 1 million of those are going to be gone. They're going to be out of the business.
Well, there's a lot of realtors that should be out of business anyway. You ever get called back from a realtor? Like, bro, I've left so many messages for realtors to call me back and they don't call back. Like, I'm thinking, are you so busy, so successful, selling so many homes that you don't have time? Because if you don't have time, then hire some assistants.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I think it's ridiculous. But
so this is the first point. His first point right out the gate is the number one issue we real estate investors would deal with real estate agents, and I'm sure homeowners is no different. So here's our business model, guys. We do wholesale. Wholesaling is when we find ugly houses, we put it under contract, and then we sell that contract for a fee, right? Literally, I think before yesterday, we closed on a $32,000 assignment. And, you know, we also do fix and flips, right? So, guys, we do direct to seller. The way we find our deals, we go direct to seller. We go after pre-foreclosure. So these are sellers they're typically about to lose their home because they haven't paid their mortgage for a while, and so they're about to lose their home. So we go directly to them before the auction, and we help them out in that, avoid the foreclosure, help them put money in their pocket so they don't lose it at the auction and also don't lose their equity. And then we take these properties, either one, we wholesale it, two, we take it down ourselves, we do the work, right? So we renovate the property, beautify the neighborhood, and sell it back on the market. So one of the ways that we get some of these deals, at least we try to, right? So the direct to seller is working fantastic. That's our bread and butter. But we also do have an acquisition who reach out to real estate agent. We call this direct agent marketing, right? So direct to agent marketing. So they call the agents on listings that are on the market. So they have fixer upper listings, meaning properties that are beat up and need work, and they have it listed on the market for 60 days and over, still haven't sold. Some of them 100 days, some of them 6 months and more, still haven't sold. That's number one. Number two, we also do texting, right? So we text them. I promise you, Brad Lea just hit the nail in the head. The number one frustration from our acquisition team and every other real estate investor that I've talked to is real estate agents do not pick up their damn phone. That's one. Secondly, they don't call you back from your text messages or voicemails. They do not call you back, absolutely not. And then when they pick up on a listing that they haven't sold is been 100 days plus, right? And they only have two pictures. So a real estate agent would take a property that needs a lot of work, list it on the market. You can obviously see this is a beat up property. You call them on it to make an offer, right? And they only have two pictures, and you want to ask them more questions to see if where should you be, right? So I cannot see how the kitchen is, I cannot see how the bathrooms are, nothing. And soon as they pick up the phone, the first thing they tell you is, hey, I'm at lunch, you're disturbing me right now, please just send the offer. Like, I don't want to talk. Like, what? The property has been on the market for 6 months. I thought your fiduciary duty is to help that homeowner move this property and sell it. And you cannot even give me 5 minutes to talk to me and see if I'm the buyer. The property hasn't been that long on the market, but let me guess, you don't care because you're not the one paying the mortgage, which most of these homeowners, when they have a property listed on the market, guess what? They're hemorrhaging mortgage payments, but it's not coming out of the real estate agent's pockets. So they really don't care. They don't care how long it stays on the market. So we don't get calls back. We don't get texts back. And when finally we can get hold of these people, guess what they say? Super frustrated. You can tell from their tone, they're super irritated. And they tell, oh, I'm at lunch, call me back. Oh, just send the offer, I really don't want to talk. Or you send the offer in and they don't tell you yay, nay. They don't counter your offer, nothing. They just go complete blank. So it's baffling. So for Brad Lea to say this is not from my mouth. This is from Brad Lea himself, Mr. Dropping Bombs. And that's a bomb right there.
To me, 3%, bro, like, depending on the number of the house, first of all. Second of all, what is it that they're actually doing?
So for those of you that maybe have never sold the property yet or really don't understand how commissions work, right? So let's say like we just sold a fix and flip in Conyers, Georgia. So if I have a home to sell and I listed with a real estate agent, this property, we sold it for $365,000. What happens is me, the person that is selling the property, by the way, it doesn't matter whether the property is renovated or is a property that needs work. It really doesn't matter. If you're using a real estate agent, the commissions, the way it work is this. Me that is selling the property, I have the property listed at 365. I am paying my agent that is listing the property for me, which we call that the seller's agent. And then me, the seller, also, I am paying the buyer's agent. So the other agent that is taking homeowners around and showing them properties. And then at the end of the tour, ask them, oh, are you interested in this one? If not, we can go see the next one. That one, we call them the buyer's agent. Why the buyer's agent? Because obviously they represent the buyers, right? Super logic. So you, the seller, actually, you are paying both agents, in case you don't know. That's where the 6% comes from. So it's 3% to your agent, which is the seller's agent, because you are the seller. You're the one selling the home. And then it's 3% to the buyer's agent. So the buyer also have an agent representing them. That buyer, you're also paying their agent. So if you list the home at 365 let's say, John walks into your house with his real estate agent and he goes, yes, I like this home, I like the school, I like the neighborhood, whatever, I'll take this one. And he make you a full offer at 365. That means right from the top, let's do some math here. So 365, $365,000 times 6%. Right off the top, you are paying 21,900 just in fees. This is just in fees. This go straight to the real estate agent right off the top. 21,900. Now, let's see why and do they really deserve it? What kind of work do they actually do to deserve these commissions? Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Paperwork. They got to show a few homes. It's called, sales for a reason. But at the end of the day, I mean, do you believe it's worth 3%?
No.
And not only that, like, isn't it 6%? Like, you have to.
Yeah, 3% on one side, 3% on the other.
Yeah, like, dude, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I think it can be worth it if they can.
Worth what? Like, listen, if nobody will buy my house and you come along and sell it, it's worth 10%.
Right.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna sell my house.
Right. Everything is based on value. What value did you actually bring and what work have you actually done to sell my house or help that homeowner find a house that make you deserve a 3% or make both of you deserve a 6%? See, what Bradley is saying, if I were to list a property that we just sold in Canyers, I can list it on the market. Any homeowner, anybody who wants to become a homeowner can go on Zillow and see my house listed. So what all you're doing is responding to a phone call, setting up an appointment, and showing the property. You're not selling the property. Most real estate agents are not even trained to sell, right? Meaning if I go right now and walk a new house, I promise you I'll get out of that house. The real estate agent that is there, if they're there, which they're never there, they will not try to sell me on the house, on the neighborhood, why I should buy this home. They will not try to sell me at all. They'll just ask me, so how did it go? Hey, yeah, you can go walk it. Just walk it. And then I finish walking, maybe me and my little family. And then I come back into the living room and she's sitting there just eating candy or doing whatever, or him or she or he, doesn't matter. And they will just, how did it go? Oh, okay, cool. So you're just going to go see another one, or you're going to make an offer? Like, they're not going to try to sell me on the house. Hey, have you seen the renovation? Just so you know, this house was built X. Just so you know, in this neighborhood, this is what happens here. Blah, 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 blah. Up and coming this, up and coming that. Did you know about the schools? Blah, blah. Like, they will not try to sell me anything. All they're doing is paperwork. He's absolutely right. So what makes you deserve that 6%? What he's saying is, let's say hypothetically I have my home for sale, and I myself, because as a homeowner, whether you're an investor or a regular homeowner, you can actually list your home by yourself and list it as, what we call that FISBOs, right? For sale by owner. You can list it on Zillow. You can list it on Craigslist. There's even platforms that allow you to pay like a between 500 to 600 flat fee to list your property on the MLS. At that point, you, the homeowner, you respond to the calls and all that. The thing is, people shy away from the paperwork. That's all they're doing is the paperwork. And I think they actually make that paperwork freaking so long for nothing, just to scare people off so that people will let them do it and pay them that 3%. If you work with real estate agents, the amount of paperwork they send you that is completely useless, the amount of disclosures, the amount of this, that, blah, like complete useless paperwork that they send you is not even funny. It's frustrating. Every minute they send you bunch of paperwork to sign. It's frustrating. It's oh my gosh, right? So that's what he's saying. So they're not even selling anything. So if I list my home and I cannot sell it, it's been on the market for 3 months, and you, a real estate agent, you come to me, you say, Mamadou, you've had your property on the market, it's been 3 months, okay, and you're not able to sell it. I can tell you exactly what you're doing wrong, because I know this neighborhood like in the back of my hands. I've sold X amount of properties. You have it listed at 365. I promise you, I can get you 5% more. I can get you 1% more. I can get you 2% more. By the way, with the buyer's agent, I'm going to negotiate so that you don't have to pay anything after the inspections. You don't have to pay buyer's concessions. None of that stuff. Not only I'll save you money, but I'll make you more money. And I'll promise you, I will sell the property higher than you have it listed at. Then you deserve, like he said, you deserve even 10% if you ask it. If you ask 10%, then you deserve 10%. But if not, if all you're doing is paperwork, why do you deserve a freaking 6%? I personally, on the seller side, we do fix and flips. Like I said, we just sold one this week, not last week, this week, right? My real estate agent got paid, I think, 1.5%. I am absolutely not paying the seller's agent 3%, because I think they don't deserve it at all. I'm doing all the work. I'm marketing for the properties. I'm finding the properties. I'm negotiating the properties. I'm taking down the properties. I'm finding the funding. I am doing the renovations, and then I am putting it back on the market. I am doing all the work, taking all the risk with all the headaches involved. And then you want to come along just for doing paperwork, and you want to ask me 3%. I don't see why you deserve a 3%. I absolutely agree. All right, let's see what it says next.
There's buyers in the market. All you have to do is show it, and I'm forced to use you. Now, I don't mind them getting 3% if the homeowner wants to give them 3%.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, to me, it's like all you're doing is forcing me to use a realtor, and now I'm gonna have to pay these fees on the front and the back. It's collusion. It's freaking highway robbery.
I think on
realtors aren't gonna like that, but it's the truth.
I think on the seller side, if I was a real estate agent and I was selling properties and I could show with numbers that, hey, here's what the average property is selling for per square foot, right? And I could show that, hey, I actually sell stuff for 5% higher than what stuff sells for on average per square foot, then it's worth the 3%. But on the buyer side, most people are just finding their properties on Zillow. Most people are just finding them online.
Even if you know of one, if you're a realtor, bro, and I come to you and I say, hey, listen, I'm looking for a house in Scottsdale. It needs to be, 5-bedroom, pool, hopefully with a view somewhere in a gated community.
Yeah.
If you know your inventory and you know the area, right? You go, oh, I know 3 of them. You go show me one. Oh, this is beautiful. I love it. Okay, let's write an offer. Boom. What'd you do?
Yeah. Couple hours work.
And let's say that's a $7 million house.
Yeah.
So are you trying to tell me you?
So basically what he's saying is, if I'm looking for a home and I go online, or maybe even talk to a real estate agent, they go, oh, I know 4 homes that is on the market right now for sale. By the way, they're not doing anything secret, right? Because they have access to the MLS or even Zillow. They can go see the properties because typically they always ask you, where do you want to buy? So like the example that he just gave, let's say you're selling a property at $300,000. 3% or 6% might not be much as you think, which it is actually, but on a $7 million home, like he just said, if you're giving these people 6%, you know how much that's $420,000. $420,000 on a 7 million home that you're giving them for not doing nothing, showing you a house and doing some paperwork. That is insane. That is insane, right? These
earned 210.
Yeah, I gotta just take out the cigars.
Oh,
why?
Because they're not allowed to smoke here.
That's Brad Lea for you. He's like, I do what the heck I want. Who are you? Like, look at the look. Who are you to come and tell me if I can smoke my cigar or not? I love it. So,
okay.
Well, tell him it's too late. Tell him we'll be finished momentarily. See,
I get it if there's a bunch of kids around, but when there's no one up here.
No, that would eliminate my ability to live here. But whatever. Back to what I was saying, bro.
Yeah.
So I buy a $7 million house from you.
Bradley, like, listen, dude, I don't care. I'm free. Nobody's up in here. I'm gonna smoke my damn cigar. Just bounce. That's what he just said. Just kidding.
You earned 210,000
for some paperwork.
Is that what's 3% of 7 million? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
210,000. So I call you. I say, I'm looking for this. You know where it is. You meet me there. We walk around the property. I say, I love it. Let's write an offer. We write an offer. You made 210,000. You earned that. Like, honestly, did you earn that?
He's right. You absolutely didn't earn it. A transaction coordinator can do the same thing you're doing. A transaction coordinator can sit there and help me with that paperwork, right? A super capable transaction coordinator can sit there and do that paperwork for me for like freaking $600, maybe 1,500 at the most. So I see a house, I like it. You never try to convince me to sell it. I probably know the neighborhood better than you. And then you go, yes, I like the home. Let's make an offer. Just for you to write up the offer and send the paperwork, I am paying you on the $7 million purchase. I am paying you 10, like you said, 210. I think it's $220,000 to one of the realtors, and then I'm paying another $220,000 to the second realtor, which makes it $420,000 just for writing up paperwork. So you see how we can add up real quick. If you're doing small transactions, you might think is nothing, but the bigger the purchase price or the bigger the sales price, the bigger the commissions for just doing paperwork that they haven't earned. They didn't look for the property. They didn't try to sell it to you. They didn't try to go ahead and, let's say the property is listed at $7 million. They didn't go ahead and negotiate that property to help you buy it at 6.5, 6.8, 6.2, 6 million. What did you actually do to help me to deserve a 3%? That's the issue, right? Even my flip that I just sold, as much as because I know her personally, as much as I appreciate the real estate agent that I used to sell, but she didn't help me negotiate much on the back end. Really, I even felt like at some point she were against me. She might not mean it that way, but that's how it came off to me, because these people, I had it listed at 375. They came and made an offer at 365, and then after we put it under contract, then they came back with, oh, we want $5,000 kickback, meaning I have to give them $5,000 at close of escrow. So now I'm walking away with 360. My agent didn't go to war for me to say, hell no, we're not, like, we already gave you a reduction. We're absolutely not giving you $5,000 concession. And when I explained to her that, hey, I'm really bitter to hear about this, but because of time crunch, I had to go with it, just sell the property, just move on. But I felt like she almost was trying to convince me to just bite, to literally just take it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know if I can blame real estate agents, because it seems like they don't even get trained on how to negotiate. I don't even know if she would have been able to negotiate, really, even if she wanted to. It doesn't seem like they get trained to do that.
You
No,
extracted
you
that.
got that.
You got
You
that.
got that because of the rules. Well, thankfully, finally, the government's stepping in, going, dude, those are stupid rules.
Yeah.
How about negotiate with the homeowner? How's it? What is it now? Like, did they change it to something particular?
I haven't gone too deep on this, but basically they're just like, hey, you cannot. The stuff that they were doing to basically collude to protect that 3%, they blocked them from doing all that. So now what they're trying to do is allow homeowners to negotiate that 3% down, right?
I'm gonna keep smoking.
Yeah.
Anyway, so no, I don't think you earned $210,000, bro. But again, I mean, you earned something, obviously.
Yeah.
But to me, it's like, I think a lot of the realtors, number one, need to be a little bit more diligent in their job. And again, I don't know if it's just the realtors I'm calling, but I've called several, and it's like, and when I talk about this on some stages, sometimes they all start laughing, like they all know.
Yes,
like,
because we all know it is 100% a fact. Real estate agents are the most unprofessional people you can find. Most unprofessional. You know how many real estate agents that I know that tried, that I trained personally, that came to my workshop, that I tried to help start in wholesaling real estate, and they ended up giving up. Because when you wholesaling, you actually got to do the work. You got to do the marketing. You have to make the calls. You have to send the text messages. You have to do the follow-ups. You have to negotiate. You have to go walk and see these properties, and roll up your sleeves and dirt up your hands. Like, they don't want to do all of that. They'll just, oh, you know what? Oh, this is too much work for me. Exactly. Work. Work. That's the word they're trying to avoid. So the reason everybody's laughing when Brad Lea says this on stage is because everybody knows it is a fact. Real estate agents themselves knows it's a fact. This is why most of them don't make nothing. I would actually love to pull up real statistics to see how much real estate agents makes per year, but trust me, like, most of them are not making nothing.
Yeah, we know. Well, I don't get it. So why don't you do that? Number one. Number two, $210,000 is too much. Maybe there's a cap.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe you get 3% up to 20 G's. Like, come on. So no, I'm not mad about it, and it's unfortunate for them, but at the end of the day, man, just because you got away with something for a period of time.
Yeah.
Right. And then it ends. Just be thankful you got away with it for a period of time.
Yeah, the way I look at it is value creation versus value extraction. They've been extracting value. They've been extracting excess value. And in any business, you can extract value for a period of time if you got a monopoly position, but eventually the market's going to correct. Eventually the rules are going to change, and eventually you're going to have to create the value that you're trying to extract.
Well, it looks like it has. I don't know what the new rules are because I don't follow it, but people ask my opinion. My opinion is bummer.
Yeah.
Like, hey, do something else. You know how many other things there are to do?
I love that. Guys, basically, listen, let me know what you think, but you see straight raw, straight logic with the answers. And he has firsthand experience of real estate agents not picking up. We have first hand experience with them, even if they pick up super unprofessional, don't want to talk, don't want to answer questions about the property, even though they only have 2 pictures and barely any description of the home we're trying to make an offer on. And it's I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. It's super. I don't know. I'm really curious how they get trained actually when they go through and try to get that license. But guys, to keep it short, basically, I 100% agree that if a homeowner knows and they have a choice, right, and they agree to pay you 6%, or I mean, they agree to pay you 3% to help them sell their home, by all means. But we get definitely the rule gotta go to make it as a rule that if I'm selling my home, I must pay 3%. No, you're gonna earn what you're gonna earn. So meaning you're gonna have to deserve your commission. I'm gonna have to see some sort of value. Are you helping me sell the property at a higher number? Are you helping me sell it faster? Are you helping me negotiate better terms with the buyer's agent? Like, what are you actually doing other than the paperwork? I want to see. Are you actually, and I want you guys to try this. If you ever list a home with a real estate agent, pick up your phone with a different number and call that real estate agent on your own listing and see what happens. All right, guys, leave a comment below. Let me know what your takeaway is. Let me know actually what you think. Do you think real estate agents actually deserve, to get paid 6%, 3% each? The seller's agent 3%, the buyer's agent 3%. Do you actually think they deserve this? And leave a comment below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Boom, boom, boom.